Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am AmalgamAsh, and this, finally, is Cemetery Mary. It's been too long. I'm finally able to get back to this, and so happy to be able to do so after jam activities and such. And I'm trying something different now for this series. I'm going to just remove the face cam. I think that it fits a little bit better, giving you the full viewing pleasure of just this art and the game itself. And we'll just jump right back in. Now, when we last left Mary, she had just gotten into a huge shouting match with Croven, and she went to go hang out with Reginald Tetra for a bit, and I have changed my stance on whether or not to trust him. He seems like a very nice young man. So, we're now helping Twyla with research on the killer at the library. And she's noticed that something has been off about Mary, so jumping right in now. Mary, well, I had a fight with a friend last night, and we still haven't made up. I see. Well, that's not going to help us here. Huh? If you want to help, you're going to have to pull yourself together. You know the issue we're dealing with is much more serious than whatever dumb fight you and your friend had, right? I guess. Yeah, sorry. Are you going to be like this the whole time? I don't know. You can leave. Huh? Are you sure? I thought you needed my help. Clearly, you aren't going to be any help to me like this. Oh, don't take it so harshly. I'm doing you a favor, if anything. I'll call you up again next time I need you for something. Just remember not to forget about all of this, okay? Okay. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. It's fine. See you later. See you. I left the last of the books on the table for her, and then headed out of the library. I wasn't much help at all, was I? All because I was too busy. Dude, what the fuck? Croven. What the fuck were you doing in there with her? You know what? It's none of your business. Didn't I already tell you to stay away from her? What, did you just, not listen? Or not care? Ugh, you're just trying to piss me off at this point, aren't you? I'm trying to help her with something. Not like it's any of your business in the first place. Ha! Excuse me? That girl is definitely my business. Especially if she's talking to you. Why? What's your history? What's so bad about her? You can't just tell me to do something and not explain why. Why not? You don't trust me anymore, huh? I guess it's just as well. Let me tell you this then. Either you stay the fuck away from her, or you stay the fuck away from me. Croven stomped past me after that. He didn't apologize when his shoulder bumped into mine. He just kept walking. I hoped that wherever he was going it wasn't home, because that was the only place I wanted to be right now, even if it seemed like he would prefer I not be there anymore. I want to ask you something. You always do, don't you? Please. Apologies, it wasn't meant to appear sarcastic. Go on. Do you know who I'm with? How do you mean? Do you know about other people connected to me? And if you do, are you coming for them too? Please? Yes. Wait. Yes to which question? I'm sorry. I have to go. Good night, Mary. Well, I don't like that at all. Days passed. As days often do. Things in the house have been incredibly tense. I can't even recall the last time I physically spoke to Croven. Maybe it was the day at the library? I don't know. I really don't remember. It's not like I don't see him at all, but when we do see one another, we don't talk. It's really awkward. Sometimes when we find ourselves in the same room, one or both of us will just leave. We don't say good morning or good night, and if I see him on the street, he looks away. I wish things weren't like this. I just really want things to go back to normal. Back before. I really want things to be better. I want. This is a tough one. You know, as fights often go, shouting matches like that, it's always over something stupid, and it's always hard to remember what it was even about. And this time around, it was not Mary's fault. She pretty much had a nervous breakdown because of the prank that Groven and his friends played on her. It went a little bit too far, but he didn't accept any responsibility for it. And I think, even if she is young and polite and a sweetheart, she doesn't need to apologize. He needs to bear something. I just want for him to apologize. Is that bad? It's just, I feel like I'm always the one apologizing. Am I? Or am I just saying that because it's what I want to be true? Regardless, I wish I could hear him say it. It would remind me that he cares, because he does care about me, right? I hope so. I sat in the living room for the remainder of the day, at least until dinner time, that is. The fire was on and I was reading, but I knew I would have to start cooking something soon. Then, I heard Croven come in through the front door. Still not feeling comfortable being in the same room as him, I got up to move into the next room when... Huh? Mary. You know I love you, right? Like, even when I'm mad or yelling. I promise I don't mean it. I really, really, really don't mean it. Yeah, I know. I love you too. Are you okay? No. Theodore died. Oh, Crow. I turned around to hug Croven properly this time. I didn't ask him what had happened. He didn't seem to be in the mood to talk about it. And I don't think I was either. I helped him prepare the service. Or perhaps it's more apt to say that I prepared the service because he asked me to. You were so passionate about it, he told me. So I know you'll make sure he has the best one. It was just... I don't know if passionate is the right word. I hope it was a nice service. I'd like to think that it was. I did try my best to pull it all together, after all. I got lots of flowers and a nice spot for him to rest. Did he not have an executor? Croven was responsible for inviting everyone, but everyone wasn't a lot of people. I wasn't sure if it was because no one wanted to attend, or if it was because Theo only had this many friends. I looked around. Sapara wasn't here. Aw. Eventually, everyone began to leave. But again, everyone wasn't all that many people. Before I knew it, it was just me, Croven, and Theo. Wordlessly, Croven sat beside Theo's freshly dug grave. I did the same. Normally, I enjoy funerals, or perhaps it's better to say, I appreciate them for what they are. But this one was hard to appreciate. I couldn't find a trace of pleasantness in it. Not even a little bit. It just felt sad. Croven. I'll choose the top one this time, because, yeah, is there anything more I can do? Might sound a bit dismissive, and I do mean to overthink this. Or perhaps, actually, let's go the motherly route. Are you okay? No. Right. Croven, I don't want to upset you, but if it's okay, I want to try talking to him. Mary. This isn't the time for that ridiculous shit. I'm being serious. I promise to you that it works. And I've never been bad on my promises before, have I? Please just give me a chance. Fine. If you're so insistent, then go ahead. But when you wake up, you won't be here. I want you to tell me something that only Theo would know. That's fair. Because if you can't, I really don't want to hear about this ever again. I understand. But I won't let you down. I laid down atop of Theodore's grave. I could see Croven wince as I did. I don't blame him. Hopefully it would be over with quickly. And hopefully Theo would be in the mood to talk to me. Let's look around. Think we might be asleep. It's completely dark. I can't see a thing. Take a whiff. It smells like... Ugh, I think I know what it smells like. It's something smoky. Yep. That was Theodore's, one of his hobbies. I can't believe... Oh, that hits so fast and sudden. I feel like I'm laying on something, but I am laying down on the ground, right? It feels weird, though. I can't really describe it. Now let's listen. It sounds like faint static. But if I don't focus on it, it's like it disappears. Let's call out. Hello? Is anyone there? I don't understand. Why can't I see anything? Of all the times for things to start going wrong. Well, maybe it'd help if you took that lampshade off your head. Huh? You're... Theo. Hey, dollface. Long time no see. Oh, Theo, I'm so glad to see her all right. Why do we have a lampshade on our head? You sure that's the word you want to use? Well... I suppose you're right. Still, it seems like you're okay. Wherever this is. Where is this? This? This is where me and Zapara live. At least, it used to be, back when I was alive with you all. Oh. You lived here? Hey now, I know it ain't the prettiest, but it gets the job done. I suppose so. You seem to have a pretty good understanding that you're dead. Seemed like the most logical conclusion to make. Close your eyes, things go black, and you wake up somewhere completely different. Not really a lot of ways you can go from that. Oh, while you're here, I guess I want to say I'm sorry. Kind of figured that whole ghost talking thing of yours was a bunch of bullshit, but I can admit when I've been proven wrong. Oh, that's okay. I mean, I think I'm more sorry for you in this situation. How did this happen? I didn't get to choose any of the other options. What, all of this? If I knew exactly, I probably wouldn't be in this situation. I suppose you have a point. If I had to guess, though, it was probably because I drank too much. Oh? Yeah, you see, it was Crow, Zap, and I. We were all chilling, right? Having a few drinks, laughs all around. An hour or so passes, and I'm not feeling so well. Like I had a headache before, but now I'm feeling nauseous on top of it. I tell them I'm gonna run to the bathroom, and I do. Fucking puking up everything I ever ingested, I tell you. I start coming out of the bathroom, and man, do I feel not great. I try to call over to Zap and Crow, but it's like, I could barely get my words out. And I figure if I'm going to be down with the count, I at least don't want it to be somewhere lame, like in front of the men's bathroom door. So I scrambled over to the pool table, interrupted the game of whoever was there, and lied down on top of it. Next thing I knew, I woke up here. And you knew you were dead? Yeah. I can't explain how, but you just know. I see. So, how long you staying here for anyways? Oh, I'm not sure actually. I could wake up any minute now that I think about it. Which reminds me, I promised Groven that when I woke up I'd tell him something that only you would know, as proof that I talked to you. So, do you have something you can tell me? Yeah, I've got a few stories between Crow and I. Pick your poison. Okay. The sleepover hat story, the spiral staircase story, or the orange juice story. And I'm sorry, but I've got to save. Just so. Let's go to page 2 and go here, just so I kind of know. This is the page of saves that I will have when I want to reread stories like this. But in this particular instance, the spiral staircase sounds like the most interesting of the 3. Comment down below if you agree, or if you think the sleepover hat of the orange juice story would have been more appropriate. Spiral staircase story? That's a good one. You know, despite our recent activities, I don't really consider myself an urban explorer, but this one time, Bro and I went to go check out this old firehouse. Oh? Yeah, I don't remember why exactly. Maybe just looking for a new cool hangout spot. Anyways, so we get up in there. It's actually surprising well lit. There's a lot of windows. The place is completely abandoned. I'm talking like almost nothing but walls and a floor. Doesn't seem to excite Croven any less, though. He's acting like we just found a pot of gold or something. Anyways, further to the back, there's a staircase leading up. Spiral staircase. Because, you know, firehouses did that. I don't know. Croven gets like so hyped. I'm starting to think the only reason he wanted to go there was to slide down the fireman's poles. So he rushes on over there, steps onto the staircase. Few steps in, whole thing just crumbles. Wait, what? Was he okay? Yeah, he was fine. Well... Huh? Okay, see, this is why it's a story. Thing crumbles, Croven falls off. I rush on over, see what's wrong. Man, I don't know how. This kid somehow manages to injure his face even though he fell on his ass. Wait, like, where on his face? Like a broken nose? Yep. He told me he got all busted up dropping a weight on his face. Nah, he's just a fucking idiot. Anyways, his fucking nose is bleeding. He's swearing up a storm. I don't think I laughed that hard in years. But I clean him up, get him some medical help, and we never went back. I could tell, though, that he was still kind of pissed. Like, he definitely wanted to go down those fire poles. So I took him to a playground after, told him he could slide down one of those ones. As you can imagine, he wasn't too amused. I see. I guess I'm glad it all ended up working out. Thank you for telling me this story. Thanks for helping me relive it. I'm gonna be thinking about it non-stop now. Oh, and one more thing before you head back. Say hi to Zapara, too. And go easy on her for me. Okay? Listen, I know she seems all firecrackers and dynamite. Maybe even a little rough around the edges, but she's got a lot going on deep down. And I know she'd appreciate some help with that. I'll appreciate it too. I see. I'll try to talk to her next time I see her. And let her know you said hi too. Oh, please do. I'm excited to see my boys again soon, but I'm hoping it'll be a long wait at the same time. Yeah, I hope so too. Before I knew it, I was out again. Then I woke up to the sound of a worried Croven. Yo, Mars, come on. It's getting late, and it looks like it's gonna rain soon. Croven? Yeah. Stop going in abandoned buildings. Serves you right, breaking your nose like that. You think you would have learned something. Yeah. Showed you, punk. It's a beautiful day today. And after so much talk of rain, this looks like a poignant place to stop for now. I know, we just got back into the game. But I am going to commit some more time to this now because I have the time to do that. So, it won't be too much longer. I definitely plan on playing through to whatever ending I get naturally. But I'm too invested to not make sure I get to experience the true ending. And there's a possibility that I might do that in my first playthrough. I don't know if I've already kind of lost the chance to get it, but I love it. I love the story. I love these characters. So you're going to see me and this game again very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Out of time for now, but I will see you again tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic day. So, till then, bye for now.